One of the things that contributes to a successful pop-up is your table setup. In the 10 years I've been doing pop-ups, one of the major things that I concentrate on is my table setup because it's a visual first impression of your brand and products to your customers. Pop-ups have been a huge part of our business, and we continue to do them because it's a very effective way to market your business, sell your products, and create a loyal fan base. In this video, I'm going to share my top 5 tips on how to level up your pop-up setup. Hi, I'm Kissa. I'm a food entrepreneur and business coach for the food and product industry. I own a business called Creative Cartel that owns Ninong's Dessert Lab, an online store that sells Filipino pastries and treats. Tip number 1, bring your products to eye level. I can't tell you just based on observation that this tip can't be true enough. I come from a retail background, and that was one of the things that they taught us from the very beginning. Merchandise your products so that it's at eye level, so that when people walk by, they're not crouching down or looking down to see what you have to offer, but their neck and their face are very relaxed and they can see your products without straining themselves. Trust me, most of the time when we do pop-ups, whatever is at eye level will always sell out first. It's crazy. Tip number 2, product placement. So we were just talking about having products at eye level. And of course, you can't have everything on your table at eye level, but you want to strategically place your products so that maybe the signature product that you're selling is going to be at eye level because you want your customers to see that item first. So for our business, a good example would be our ube pancake mix. That is something that I always put at eye level because it's packaged very nicely, very professionally, and the label draws people in, and when they see it, they want to kind of peruse around the table and see what else we have to offer. Then from there, we would have supporting products surrounding that signature product. That way they can see, oh, if we have a pancake mix, we have syrup right next to it. Tip number 3. Keep your booth visually full. Now, I know it's really easy to just put out one of each product that you might have, but I encourage you to put out more. I say this because I've noticed that when we start to sell out products, the more sparse our table looks, the less likely people are to even approach our table in general. So one of the things that I always try and do is bring filler things like decorations, maybe a sign, or just something to fill up the table so it doesn't look empty, it doesn't look sparse. The more full and merchandised your table will look, the more inviting it actually is for people. Tip number 4 is to constantly adjust. Now with pop-ups, every event is different. And I say this every time I do a video, but it's so true. There's so many factors when it comes to pop-ups that you kind of have to adjust for. So no event is the same. One thing that I always tell my clients is adjust, adjust, adjust. So if you notice that typically you have your setup just facing forward, but you notice a lot of the customers at this particular event are coming and walking from right to left. If that's the case, then maybe you can turn your display or turn a few of your products toward the right so that as people are walking, they can see your products before they even get to the front of your booth. Another way to adjust is maybe you have an opportunity because you happen to be a corner booth and you can actually create an L setup instead of just facing forward. So be ready for those changes because you want to make sure that as you're starting to notice patterns at a specific event, you can adjust so that you can make the best out of the event and make it as successful as possible. And tip number 5, another way to level up your table setup is to not even use a table at all. I'm a big supporter of this idea because at pop-ups, it's very typical to see those long tables at people's waist height. But there are other ways that you can level up your setup by using alternate tables or using those risers that people use for beds. You can put them underneath the tables to lift the table up. So there's different things that I've seen that I've observed are super successful, or at least I think look really, really nice and inviting. So think about ways outside of the box that you could possibly change up the table in general, just to surprise your customers. And sometimes when I'm walking by, I'm like, wow, that is really cool. It's completely different from everyone else's booth. I want to stop in and I want to see what they have to offer. So that might be a good opportunity for you to exercise your creative muscles and figure out what you can do to make your booth look really unique and really different compared to the rest. The main point I want to drive in here is you have to remember that a pop-up is like your physical location. It's just mobile and movable, but take it seriously. Don't just say, okay, the event organizers are just going to provide me with a table. I'm just going to bring a tablecloth and put my products on the table. You can do that, but my challenge to you is to really look at what appeals to you when you go shopping, say at the mall or at a convenience store, and really observe how everything is being merchandised. Because I can tell you, coming from the retail background, everything has strategy. There's no product on those shelves that hasn't been strategized and merchandised with a specific intention in mind. So when you go to the department store or go to the mall the next time, take note. Maybe if you see something that you like when it comes to display, or it made you stop when you were walking by, take a picture of it and ask why. Why do I like this? What is so visually appealing? What made me want to stop and shop at this little section? Hopefully this information will help you level up your next pop-up. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to connect with me. I love chatting on Instagram. You can follow me at Kissa. I also have a free pop-up checklist for you to download down in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more pop-up content, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.